It's Oler in the Great, and today we're going to go over some things to do daily on ESO. It's not a very long list, but we're going to go over the list. So the first thing we're going to do is start, once you've logged in, right, you got your character, if you go up to where it says Crown Store, Daily Rewards, you will have daily rewards that you can claim. Claim these every day. They're free. They're part of the game. Get in the habit of doing that, right? This month we got 5,000 gold, costume that's not all that great, XP scrolls. Toward the end of the month you get a tempering alloy, an instant all research, 200 crown tri restoration potions, a Drowax, rosin, total of 3,500 Telvar stones, and another 5k gold in the second half of the month. The first half of the month, we'll go to the beginning. We got XP scroll, soul gem, clothing research, poison, meal, alliance points, 10k gold. You know, it's like you guys can see this is reasonable stuff we're getting here. So that's the first thing you want to do every day. Now the second thing you want to do every day is go to your activity finder, go to your dungeon finder, random dungeons, and do your random normal dungeon. Now whether you're above level 50 or below level 50, it doesn't matter. You always want to do normal because it is much faster to go through and do the dungeon on normal. You know, take 10-15 minutes, knock the dungeon out, and it's something like 101,000 experience points for completing it once a day. I've already done it, so obviously, you know, get a third of that. So those are the two most important things to make sure you do every day. The other thing to make sure you do every day is your daily crafting writs. And I'm just going to pull all of my writs from both of these boards right here. Right, little bluish gray quest marker, equipment writs. Hey. Okay, so there are 7 total writs that you can do. Alright. And what we're going to do, we start with the Alchemist writ. So it wants an essence of stamina. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over here, and I am in Mournhold, by the way, in the Ebonheart Pact. But we're going to run right over here to our alchemical goods. Alright. We are... Is that... Oh, yeah, it's the alchemy bench. Okay. So we're going to go up to the alchemy bench. Right? Lorcan's Tears. And it is going to put a little quest marker for you next to what you're supposed to be. Or next to your needed ingredients. So we got Blessed Thistle. Alright, and it's just a simple potion. Blessed Thistle, Columbine, boom. Alright, that's done. It puts quest marker next to what you're supposed to craft, so it makes it really easy for you to do. Alright. And then I'm on PlayStation. I don't know what it is to change through your quest stuff on PC, but on PlayStation and Xbox both, it is right on your D-pad. Alright, we're going to walk in here and go to our blacksmith's bench. Creation, right? It's going to ask us to make a weapon. Needs to be rubedite. So we're going to craft it at CP 150. And it doesn't really matter what style you craft it in for your daily crafting writs. It matters not at all. You just got to craft it. So I generally give the advice, you know, it's like if you aren't a master crafter and you don't have all the different things unlocked, all the different recipes unlocked, then, you know, make your racial, or there are 9 racial motifs. You only have to buy 8 of them, and the racial motifs you can buy for about 500 gold a piece. So we're talking 4,000 gold, which you can easily earn doing a single dungeon. And then you go to one of these guild traders, and what you'll do All right, for those base game motifs. Come on, talk to me.
How may I serve?
You'll go to Guild Store. You'll come over here where it says Category to, I believe it's Consumables. Motif, yeah. So Consumable, Motif, Motif Book. You specifically want the book, and then what you'll do is you'll search Superior. So it's blue quality. There you go, Argonian, 500. Wood Elf, 500. High Elf, 500. Dark Elf, 500. As you can see, all these blue motifs, I don't know why Khajiit's in there for 1,000, but okay. Typically 500 coin is the price mark. Sometimes you can find them cheaper. Sometimes they go as high as 600. I have never seen a blue motif at 1,000 coin, but whatever. So that's how you get your racial motifs. And then you can come over to your blacksmith, your woodworker, your clother, whatever. And then if you go to store and scroll down, you can buy your racial crafting material for 15 gold apiece. Super easy, super simple, right? All right, so we're done with blacksmithing. We're going to go to clothing. Same thing, right? Creation. It's going to tell you what material you need. It's going to have that little quest marker on it. We're looking CP 150. We're going to stick with the Redguard style because we have 174 star metal. All right, no trait. Now you just scroll through here. Oh, look, there's a quest marker on the arms. There's a quest marker on the head. There's a quest marker on the shoulder. That one's done. You're enchanter.
This is taking longer than I...
Now, you don't have to go through these in order. I'm going through them in order because they're already alphabetical on my stuff. After the enchanter, we'll have jewelry crafting, so we'll just do both of those while we're in this building. That's jewelry. So, enchanting. We're going to go creation. Alright, we're going to go down until it gives us our little quest marker right next to a Rogera. Denis. Ta.
Rogera. Denis. Ta.
Ta-da! Super easy. Specialty writs, master writs, which if we get one of those, I'll show you guys, will request very specific things, but they usually only request them in purple quality. So that's not a huge deal. Alright, so it wants us to make one ring, one necklace. So we're going to make one ring, one necklace. Like I said, craft it at CP 150. That's going to be the lowest material cost for you. You can always go buy more materials. There's no real need to go buy more materials, but you can if you want to, or you can go farm them. I'll show you guys farming loops in another video. That's you know, that can get pretty intensive. Oh, we got provisioner and then woodworking. So we'll go hit the provisioner thing in here. Now this is where all the stuff is in Mournhold. An alternate option is to go to your town of choice, pick up your writs, and go to your home if you have crafting stations in your home, which I do. Another really good location for doing this, aside from Mournhold, is Shadowfen. Stormhold, specifically in Shadowfen, is great because all the crafting stations are literally right there. Alright, so we need to craft First Hold fruit and cheese plate. Right, so we're going to craft one. It's actually going to make 4, but whatever. Alright, now with Sarah's Remorse, craft one of that. That one is done. And lastly, we have our Woodworker Writ. So it wants 2 bows and a shield. That is easy enough. So we run over here, woodworking station. Alright. We are going to go to creation. It's already on bow. Everything's already lined up. So we make 2 bows. We'll pop over, craft a shield real quick. Now, if you guys are ever confused about where any of this stuff is, right? I don't know what it is on Xbox. I think on PC you hit M for your map, and on PlayStation you tap your touchpad. If you look right here, scroll over the icon, gives you the entire list of everything. Scroll over the icon, gives you everything that's in there. Right, so if you scroll over the soul gem icon, your enchanter, your jewelry crafting station. Alchemy outfit. Cooking fire, brewer, chef, where you can buy recipes. Right here, blacksmith, clothing, woodworking, a blacksmith, a clother, a carpenter, a weaponsmith, and an armorer. So, I mean, you can do all that stuff, and as you can see, just outside the gate there is where we're headed. So, we're going to call our mount real quick. Okay. I hate that NPC. Alright. So, now, we'll come over here. Alright, so we're going to turn all of these in. As you can see, there are quest markers over all of them, so rather than turning them in the order they are on my screen, you just go one to the next, to the next, to the next, and so on and so forth. Nice and easy. Okay, those are all turned in. Now, we go up to our inventory. We are going to look at our slottable items. There's new stuff in there. Okay, so that's all stuff we crafted. Now, when you craft stuff, you want to hold on to what you crafted. The reason you want to hold on to what you crafted is because in about 4 days, they're going to ask for that same recipe. You crafted it once, it made 4 of them. So because you crafted it once and it made 4 of them, you now have 3 extras. So, I mean, that's pretty easy. But now you're going to open all these, right? We got a tempering alloy, seal, blacksmithing writ. Blacksmith survey, northern elsewhere, repair kit, just more crafting stuff. Sealed clother writ, shipment of leather. A Kuda, a glyph that can be deconstructed on a different character. Uranium, shipment of ounces, a platinum ring, again, more stuff that can be crafted on another player. We got a Sijic ambrosia fragment and hearty garlic corn chowder. Yeah, we already know that recipe. That's fine. Alright, so, yeah, we got some leather. We got some jewelry stuff. We got a woodworker's survey. Alright, so, we're going to go over one of these writs. Alright, so, it wants to craft an Ancestor Silk Robe. Epic, so purple, invigorating, Heartland Conqueror, and the Buoyant Armiger set. Gives us 7 writ vouchers. And then Laulu. Not sure if I can do both of those styles or not, but we'll find out. Alright, so what we're going to do, because I don't have either of those, but if you are in a guild, a lot of times the guild home will have most, if not all, crafting stations, attunable crafting stations. So, doing this is the same concept as doing a regular writ, except instead of getting a reward out of a crate, you get writ vouchers. What you're going to do is you're going to use these writ vouchers to purchase other stuff, and we'll go over that after we go over the master writs. Now, if you don't have a guild who has a guild home that has all of this stuff, that's fine. You just have to go to the actual location of that crafting station and craft it. I'm not sure off the top of my head where either of these crafting stations are. Otherwise, I would jump to them, but I know that we have them here. So we're going to do the light armor one first. So, Clother Writ, Heartland Conqueror style. So, we are going to run up to Heartland Conqueror. Oh, that's Eternal Hunt. Hunding's Rage. Hiss Bark. Hiss Whisper. Heartland Conqueror. Clothing. Creation. So, set apparel. Heartland Conqueror. 150. We want Buoyant Armiger. I think I can make that. Buoyant Armiger, we can. Alright, so accept contract. Invigorating. So creation. Invigorating. Right, it's got everything highlighted for us. Craft it. Improvement. Heartland Conqueror's robe, and we're just going to improve it to purple. We should be able to improve it to purple. Yeah. Boom. Alright, so that garment is done. Now, and it actually has, it's up. It's up. Alright. So when you do these, it didn't used to do this. You used to have to go and figure it out and whatever. Not anymore. Alright, so Stun's Favor. Here we go. Alright, so Stun's Favor, Blacksmith's Bench. Creation. Dagger of Stun's Favor, CP 150. Oh. Alright, so we have to learn Hlaalu. That's fine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go see if we can buy it. So, what we'll do is we'll go back to Mournhold. Right. Pop back over to Mournhold, chill over here. We can always come back to the guild home. That's not a huge deal. If we can load into the game. You know, when the game first came out, I understood the whole this may be an unusually long load time thing. But this is completely normal at this point. It's not unusual. There's nothing unusual about it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to turn this one in real quick since we're here. Get our rewards for it.
None of us is getting any younger, you know.
Turn it in, complete quest, you got your vouchers. Alright, now while we're here, we're going to take a look in the store real quick. Alright, so you can see there's all this different cool stuff you can buy. Blueprints, diagrams, praxis, recipes. Actually, we know this recipe, we can craft it. It's fantastic. It's just a bunch of different stuff we can do, right? You can get a random ebony motif chapter. Flau Master Furnisher document makes, gives you a furnishing plan, right? All these different stations you can buy, and we have the writ vouchers to buy whatever we need. I actually have an alchemy station, clothing, dye, enchanting, provisioning. So yeah, I have everything except for a transmutation station right now. Now all of mine are basic. I only have one attunable. But we have everything except for a transmute station right now. So we're working our way toward a transmute station. We actually just finished getting the other stuff we need. We can also use them to purchase chests and coffers for the house. You can buy the glass style. So you used to have to do your writs to have a chance of getting a glass style page. And so like your woodworking would give you shields, bows, and staves. Your clothing could give you any of the armor pieces, and then your blacksmithing would only give you the weapons. It's not the case anymore. You can actually buy it now. I never craft it, but it's there. At some point, we are going to get the ebony style. I'll actually probably end up doing that before I get our transmute station, because we've got access to like 5 different transmute stations. Attunable stations, research scrolls, stuff like that. Now if you talk to this one over here, right, she has the jewelry crafting stations, Master Crafter's banner, which for some reason we don't have that achievement. We'll have to remedy that. But, just some different items you can get from her. Not a huge deal, except all the stuff she sells requires you to have special achievements. Not a huge deal, right? But you come turn that in. Now we're gonna go look and see if we can find the Laulu, or however, I don't know how you say it. It's whatever. HLAALU.
Yes.
All right. Motif chapter. Epic. HLAALU. We are looking for daggers. 10k. Cool. We're actually going to go ahead and just read that. Alright, that's done. And then... we'll go back, we'll make our dagger real quick. And turn that in. So yeah, some of them you get 7 for. I think the most I've ever gotten out of one was like 80. And that was for crafting a gold enchantment. Took like 5 minutes. Get a bunch of writ vouchers. So yeah, just this is something you want to do every day, and any of these that you get that you can't do, you can always do what I did, go buy the motif. If you don't have the funds to go buy the motif, it's not the end of the world. You can give them to someone in your guild or whatever. I mean, it's not a huge thing. Come on. But yeah, keeping up on those, doing those daily is usually a good idea. Because not only does it give you a chance to get those writ vouchers, but you guys saw, I got a couple of gold crafting materials out of there. It's all stuff you got to get. It's all stuff you need. And, I mean, we'll just use a Mimic Stone to make that. That's another thing. If you guys have Mimic Stones, hold on to your Mimic Stones. For stuff like this. Don't use them to craft a style for somebody that the style, you don't have the crafting material. It's not worth it. Ooh. Alright, so here's what we're going to do there. Go to refine. All of that. Well. Nice. That's not something you normally want to do either, guys. It's not a good idea, but, It's like, if it's something that you can easily craft again, cool. But that's typically not something you want to do. You don't really want to try to improve something unless you know for a fact you have enough materials to improve it. I've not been on a farming run for a long time, so I probably need to do that sometime soon. And it'll happen eventually. I'll get around to it. But we'll go turn this one in, and it'll be nice and easy. And that'll be that. That's if the game lets us, load screens. Typical. It was a problem on day one. It was a problem when Cyrodiil first got really big. I'll tell you, the real problem we had in Cyrodiil when Cyrodiil first got really big was random load screens. We'd be running through Cyrodiil, going to take a keep, be midway between keeps, get thrown into an unusually long load screen, and then fall through the bottom of the map. Yeah. That was a rough patch. But they got it fixed. Eventually. Occasionally you still get random load screens, but Alright, talk to this guy.
Is getting any younger,
Yeah, we know. None of us are getting younger. That's fine. Alright.
The artisan arrives.
Cool, so that gives us a total of 92 writ vouchers. Yeah, 92. So we got plenty of writ vouchers. We're good for a while. Now, you also get these surveys. Now, what these surveys are is they show you where on the map in a zone, like this one says Northern Elsewhere. This one says Stormhaven. So what you'll do is you'll look on the map, you'll see about where in the zone that node's going to be. You'll go to the fastest way, or the closest way shrine. Now, the best thing about these crafting lines, the skills, we're going to go all the way down here. I'll just go into woodworking, for example. Keen Eye. In the world, it will be easier to, or wood in the world will be easier to see when you are 40 meters or closer. So we're just going to show you real quick from here, because there's... Actually, no, let's do one of these surveys. Let's go... Slottable items. Northern Elsewhere Blacksmith Survey. Alright, so in Northern Elsewhere, we're going to be over there. Alright, now what you're going to do, right, you can go to your map. We're going to come over here. That's not Northern Elsewhere. That's Blackwood. Northern Elsewhere. Alright, we're going to come into Northern Elsewhere. And it tells us we are going to be somewhere around here-ish, right? So what we're going to do, this is closest way shrine. Jump to way shrine. Now, I'm gonna walk you guys through this in the absolute best way that I know how. This is the way I do it every time. Now, we have Keen Eye in all of our crafting skills. Keen Eye is an absolute must. It is. You gotta have it. If you don't have Keen Eye, yeah, you don't have to get it to 3 because you're usually not going to be that far away from crafting materials. But when you're moving as fast as we're moving, it comes in handy. Now we know it's going to be that ish direction, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here to inventory again, slottable items. All right, so we don't really have a way to zoom in on this, but if you look, you've got what appears to be a giant bridge, which should be... Okay, so here's this. That was the circle on the map. This, behind us, should be the giant bridge thingy we saw. This is also on the map. Predator Mesa. Alright. So, we need to go west of Predator Mesa. So if this is Predator Mesa, we need to go... We'll just mark there. Right? Mount up. And we're just going to ride that direction. Now, blacksmithing nodes are usually going to be closer to walls like that. Right? You guys see the manner in which we're doing this is we're riding. We get close-ish to the wall areas. Right? Now, as we're just riding here, and we'll go up here this way and check before we go over that way. Boom, right there. You can see how as we were coming up on them, they started glowing. Rich rubidite ore, 18. Rich rubidite ore, 18. Or no, 38. Sorry. 40. 38. 36. 20. Now, just to show you guys. Now, on average, those are going to have 18 to 20 in them. But you guys saw how I was getting, 36, 38, and 40. So that comes from our champion point passives. So, right here, reduce the time it takes to harvest by 10% per stage, which means we harvest things faster. That's fine. Plentiful harvest. You have a 10% chance to gain double the yield from normal resource nodes per stage. We currently have a 50% chance. We have a 50-50 to collect double resources from a node. That is super important because it makes it so we can get stuff super easy. Alright. So we've done that. You guys saw that glow. So like as you're riding, right? We're hauling it. We're hauling. We are running. I'm not really seeing much of anything in the way of resources along here. I mean, I spotted a couple when we first took off, but nothing up this way. That's fine. Alright, now, before we continue on, inventory, slottables, we're going to look at the woodworker survey. So, in Rivenspire, that's Stormhaven, Rivenspire. So let's jump to this way shrine. That should be close-ish to what we're looking at. And once we land, we'll take a better look at the map, gauge a better approximate location, and then we'll show you the process one more time before we end the stream. So you guys can see I'm standing at the way shrine. I just look over there, and I'm already seeing a node. Right? So run up to the node, we can get it. So you can see them from a distance. That's the big thing to point out there. Okay, so Woodworker survey. Stormhaven. Well, that would explain why the map looked funky. I went to the wrong place. I don't know why I was thinking Rivenspire. Stormhaven. There we go. Okay, so Stormhaven. Alright, so it's not going to be the exact point, but it's going to be in that ish direction. Right? Now, anytime you get these, you want to do them, because it's going to give you a fair amount of resources, as you saw. Which, I mean, it's not going to give you, like tons and tons and tons and tons of resources, but it will give you a fair amount of usable resources. Now, we just spawned in. You can see there's a runestone over here. You pick that up. Hey! There. Alright. Cool. We got a Kuda. Kudas are good. That's how we get gold glyphs. Now, we're going to run this away. Now bear in mind, while we're flying here, we are looking for glowing rune pools. Or not rune pools. Glowing bits of wood. And there will be like 5, 6, 7, whatever of them all grouped up. You know, they'll be all grouped together. Same place. Right. Alright, there's just a single piece of wood. That's fine. There's a single piece of platinum. Again, that's fine. Generally, you're going to find these around trees. That's a Thieves' Trove. Which is good to pick up. If you come by one, absolutely pick it up. But it's not what we're after right now. Natural water. Right, so basically you can see we're riding up here past all this stuff. Looking for this chunk of nodes. So we're still not seeing chunks of nodes. You know, we're getting a single node here, single node there. So then what we're going to do is we're going to ride down this other direction. Right? Because it's going to be somewhere around here. Now, I mean, if you're trying to be fast, you're trying to expedite the process, you can always just Google it. I feel like that kind of takes the fun out of it. I've not gotten them for this zone, like this specific zone, very often. So I don't, like, know exactly where all the nodes are at. I know there's a decent farming area around here. There's a lore book. Right, I know there's some decent farming areas around here. Oh, it's Goblin Town. Very nice. As you can see, we can pretty much just run and run and run. That's not a huge deal. So yeah, as you can see, I can see when nodes, like where nodes pop up from a fair distance away. I don't have to be like right up on a node before I notice it's there. As you can see, this character is obviously not made to kill things. It's just made to not die. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, and you know, yeah, okay, I didn't find the node on stream. I'll find it. I'll look around for it more later. You know, I don't have time to spend forever looking for a node of wood. I can always come back to it. And that's the thing. If you find the node, you come across the node, you find it, and like you don't harvest it, and then you leave the zone, you will lose the node. It will disappear. It will be gone. But if you don't find the node, if you don't get close enough, like in proximity to it, then it will do nothing. It'll just sit there, and you can do it later when you log in. So I mean, that's kind of a bonus there. Like if you're having trouble finding it, you can always leave and come back later. You know, I wouldn't suggest doing that all of the time, but you can if you need to. Okay, that's Dolmen. I don't remember a node being up, your node set being up here, but whatever. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, as you guys can see, oh, there's some wood. But yeah, basically when you guys are going through doing this, you know, it's like you'll want to set aside a dedicated amount of time and say, okay, I'm going to farm resources. And then you'll go through, you'll farm the resources. Don't refine them yet. Now, there's a lot of research gone into whether it's better to refine in small batches, large batches, whatever. At the end of the day, I really don't think it matters that much. What I think matters is what works best for you. If you want to do all of your nodes in a single run, or like if you wanna like research all of your stuff at the same time, do it in one swoop, go for it. If you want to do small batch and refine 50 at a time, go for it. I really don't think it matters either way. I really don't. You know, if doing small batches makes you feel better or whatever, that's fine. I really don't think it matters. You know, but what you want to do is you just want to pick an area and go, oh, I'm going to run around this area. I'm going to farm this. You know, it's like, don't set yourself, oh, I'm going to farm one resource. All right, because you're not just gonna farm one resource. You're gonna pick up everything you come across, right? At that same token, do set yourself a goal. Say, okay, I'm going to farm resources until I can, or until I've got 500 rubidite. Oh, broke a lockpick. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah. But yeah, basically what you're going to want to do is just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to farm materials, like in general. Just whatever, I'm going to farm materials. But set yourself a goal, a reasonable, realistic goal. You know, be like, I'm going to farm until I have 500 rubidite. Or I'm going to farm, 200 nodes. Whatever. It could be anything. Right? It could be anything. You could do, 1,000 ancestor silk or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter what you do. Just set yourself a goal. Right? It doesn't even have to be a specific number goal. Oh, well, that's not what we wanted to do, but okay. So yeah, you just set yourself a goal and go, all right, well, I'm going to farm until I hit XYZ. Or I'm going to farm for a half hour. Or I'm going to, whatever. Set your goal. Farm till you hit your goal. And do that once a week. Once every other week, whatever. And then wait to refine. Get yourself up to, 1,000 of each material. And then go refine. Because you have the same percentage chance every time you refine to get a gold upgrade mat. But you have an increased chance to an extent when you refine less material. So, however, the change in your percentage is not a massive adjustment. It's really not. So at the end of the day, we're talking, like a 0.5%. We're talking if you refine 1,000 material, and you do it 50 at a time versus just doing it all at once, we're talking by the time you're done, you might get 1, maybe 2 extra gold materials. It's a negligible difference. So, I mean, if you feel like it's worth it, the extra time to do it that way, do it that way. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. It really, honestly, does not matter either way. But yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to it. You want to do those things every day. Not necessarily in that order. That's entirely up to you. You just want to make sure you're doing them every day. So doing those writs is going to do a couple things. It's going to help level up your crafting skill line because you'll get inspiration from it. It's going to help you level up because you'll get XP from it. You can start doing daily writs at level 6, I want to say. That's a boss. Hi. No, not right now. So yeah, I mean, that's all there is to that. It's nice, it's simple, it's easy to do, it's easy to maintain, it's easy to upkeep. You know, it's doing that. You'll get crafting materials along the way, you'll get more stuff to deconstruct, you'll get some items that you sell. So when you get the items, you can sell them instead of deconstructing them, and they'll give you more gold. You know? But yeah, just pick an area, pick a zone you like that's pretty, that you like to look at, and just, you know, go and start picking up resource nodes. You will thank yourself. You will level your crafting skill lines. And I will do another video in the future specifically about leveling your crafting skill lines. But you guys have a nice night. We'll catch you next time.